Okay, this is the absolute best pizza dough I know how to make. It's the easiest to make also. The only disadvantage is that it takes a lot of preparation time. You have to start the day before, so you cannot just, decide I want pizza today and then make this dough. But if you try it, it'll pay off. It's a fantastic pizza dough. And this is how I do it. The slow rise pizza, you start with the water and a plate full of yeast. Yeast the size of a pea or quarter of a teaspoon. And you make sure it's, if it's dry yeast, and you make sure it's completely dissolved. And when there's this little yeast, it's important that it gets evenly distributed. That was salt, oil, and then I just add the flour, and I use the handle of a ladle because you get really sticky fingers, and you just stir it together until it becomes a wet lump with no dry flour. And then you leave it overnight, and in the morning it will look like this. Just roll it together like this, fold it into you try to capture all the gases that has been released by the yeast and sort of collect it. Then you put it into the fridge, where you leave it until you get home from work or school or wherever you are, a few hours before you have to eat it, because it'll need to rise for 2 hours more. And see, it's a very nice and elastic dough now, and very airy. It's perfect. It's called haute loose, I think, in English. So I just collect it, so it's easier to work with. Make sure that I don't puncture the holes. Then I cut it. And for me, this portion is perfect for 4 12-inch pizzas. You can make 3 if you like your crust a little bit thicker. But I've 4 it is for me. I like a thin crust pizza. See that this dough is really elastic and really, it's always so nice to work with, and you can try to push your fingers through and nothing happens because it has had enough time and literally with no kneading at all. So I fold it, take the sides, put them into the center. We want to shape it into a ball, a bull, just like this, from the center, or from the edges and into the center. I do it with my fingertips here. And if you get sticky fingers, and you will, just add some flour. Now we need to make it raise the second time for 2 hours. I oil it up so it doesn't stick, because I want to prevent it from drying out. So I add some foil, and the oil prevents the foil from sticking to the dough. Now all that's left is to shape and bake into pizza. And I'll show that in another video. And you can find the list of ingredients and the recipe on kvalifood.